How many hours of deep work can you do per day? What's possible? Well, I'm experimenting with this right now, and I've been breaking my day down in a pretty interesting way, which I think has been really successful for me, and I'm wondering if it's something that could be successful for you as well. The way I think about my day is I break it up into 1.5 hour chunks. And so roughly I aim for three 1.5 hour chunks. Now, that's only 4.5 hours per day. However, those three chunks are deep work hours. So, my aim every day is to get to 4.5 hours of deep work. I have not been able to fully hit that successfully, but typically I hit about 3 hours, and I find that to be a pretty good sweet spot for the amount of deep work that people can reasonably do in a day. And the rhythm of my day with these three chunks has also been very nice because I break them up. So I'm most sharp in the morning. So my first 1.5 hour chunk of the day is creative work. It's when I'm publishing, writing, creating something. I don't want to consume anything for that first hour and a half. I want to generate ideas or the types of things that I could publish to someone like you. So I have a 1.5 hour chunk of publishing. Then I take a little break. I take a 30-minute break, a 45-minute break. I walk, I read, I might do something else. And then I shift into my business. So I spend the next 1.5 hour chunk of deep work on things related to my business. And again, this feels really good because there's a break. It's actually a different type of work, which is exciting. I get to use a different part of my brain. And that's for working on my business, not in it. So if you're a business owner, if you're a founder, if you're a creator who's working on your business, it's super important to not just work in your business, not just be stuck in the details of being in your business, but also work on your business. How is it functioning? How could it be more automated? How can I upgrade to the next level? That's a super important thing for you to spend your time on. So I am a working on my business mode for that next 1.5 hours. And then later, I actually reserve, I'd say 30 minutes to an hour and a half to be fair. Like I said, I'm not hitting that 4.5 hour range. And that is for personal work and personal progress. It could be reading a book, it could be learning. That is my self-education time where I upgrade my skill set. So those three chunks, and that typically doesn't happen until sometimes after dinner. So I have an hour and a half chunk in the morning. I take a little break. I have an hour and a half chunk working on my business. I then kind of just move into admin and lunch and all the other things, the inbound, responding to people. I might have client meetings. And then sometime around dinner, I try and see, can I do another 30 minutes up to an hour and a half of personal progress work? So for me, it's publishing, working on my business, not in it, and working on personal development that's going to keep me at my edge. Now, I'm sharing these details not because you need to copy this, but just to show you that you can set this kind of rhythm for yourself where you change how you're orienting what you're focused on, where you put in an hour and a half of good deep work in that area, and then you take a step back. And if you just do this day after day, those hours really start to compound. And it feels like I have a lot of space in my day, which is nice, and it feels like it's dynamic. So for me, how many hours of deep work can I do per day? I'd say it's 3 to 4.5 hours before everything else floods in, before I'm responding to things. And I just use a little bit of a tracker to keep track of how much time I'm spending. But I'm curious for you, how much deep work are you doing? How much would you like to do? What does this schedule make you think? And how is it different from your schedule? I'd love to hear from you. You can message me. I've got more videos like this if you're curious. And I hope your day or your week is going fantastic. I'll be back again very soon. Later.